Since I was a teenager, I wanted the perfect body. Honestly, I didn't even know what perfect meant. I just knew it wasn't mine. Looking back now, it's funny how I saw myself as overweight when I clearly wasn't. I was constantly chasing something I couldn't even define. The pressure to always look good, no belly rolls, no double chin, the comparison between your friends in school, and it all came down to one thing: constant unhappiness. Taking medications and trying every type of restrictive diet was just the beginning of my journey through the weight loss industry. My teenage years were filled with family chaos. Problems that kept me in a constant fight or flight state. Sitting down to eat a meal just felt like one of the few moments of peace I had all day. Of course, I had no idea what I was doing, I just wanted to feel less empty. And yet you might be thinking, well, yeah, junk food brings me satisfaction as well. But back then, I didn't have any job, let alone money to order food. I would literally eat cold leftovers straight from the fridge, just chasing some kind of relief, anything that could comfort me. But here was the problem. Food wasn't just comfort. It was also baking cakes with my grandma on a Sunday or laughing over pizza with my friends. Letting go of these moments felt like giving up on happiness itself. The ugly truth is, every time I looked at myself in the mirror, I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up because I couldn't see a way out. I couldn't see myself as anything different. My self-image was too attached to that version of me. Without even realizing, I was sabotaging myself simply because I couldn't picture a better version. We always want a quick solution. We want to wrap some plastic around our stomach, thinking that magically we'll wake up and we'll be skinny. We just want to skip carbs and hope that by tomorrow the fat will disappear. All these things, they just led me where back I started. After all, my relationship with food was still awful. And honestly, I couldn't live a life based on detox juice. I couldn't live a life without any carbs for the rest of my life. At this point, I just knew that my problem wasn't just with the food. I was constantly trying to feel this feeling, this empty feeling inside me. I was stressed all the time, anxious and worried. I just wanted to do everything in life, and I felt like I couldn't do it because I had to lose weight first. I wanted to achieve my dream job. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to learn a new language. I wanted to enjoy life, and I simply couldn't relax at all. I had to literally learn how to drive my emotions from food towards something else. And that's when I started to go on walks. Every time I was upset, sad, stressed, I would just simply walk. No big goals, no big expectations. It was the first thing I did for myself in years. The power of taking accountability for what you're feeling and just letting it pass did wonders for me. I knew I was sad. I just had to wait and do something in the meantime for it to pass. I was practicing my ability of self-discipline and willpower. For the first time, I didn't give in to the emotions. Of course, this wasn't something I could do every day, but over time, it started to get easier. And from that, I learned the motivation we keep looking for constantly comes during the process and not before. I had no routine. My life was a mess. I was working 14 to 16 hours a day, and I had no boundaries with other people. I couldn't say no to my friends because I was afraid they would stop inviting me to things. I couldn't say no to my boss because I was afraid I would lose my job. But apparently, I was really good at saying no to myself. And so many no's. No time to work out, no time to cook, no time to get ready, no time to go to the doctor. I tried to build routines before. We all tried. We watch motivational videos on social media, and all of a sudden, at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, we want to change our whole life. Until it lasts only 3 days, and we lose motivation and go back to old habits. This time I just wanted to change something. I started by setting one boundary: no more working extra hours. When you're not used to protecting your time, it just feels wrong. But I acknowledged that feeling once again, and I let it pass. It was only a few weeks later that I added one more habit to my routine: going to the gym twice a week. I know it wasn't much. For someone who used to hate working out, it was already a big step. The difference this time is that I was focused on learning how to take care of myself, both mind and body. After a few weeks of boundaries, trying to build a routine I could actually stick to, and learning how to feel okay in my own skin again, I hit a wall. I was showing up. I wasn't using food as an escape anymore, and I was moving my body, but nothing really seemed to change. And even though I knew this time I wasn't just trying to lose weight, I wanted to actually change how I live, it still hit me how slow it all felt. It's one thing to say it's not going to happen overnight. It's another thing to wake up every day doing the work and still feel like you're stuck. I had to step back, stop comparing myself to the before and afters I kept seeing online, let go of the idea that fast meant better. I didn't want to give up on things I enjoyed just to lose the weight quicker, if it meant ending up in the same place again, tired, burned out, and still hating my relationship with food. This time, I had to remind myself I was trying to do it differently. At this point, I couldn't focus on the number on the scale anymore. It was draining me, counting every single calorie, sticking to the plan, and still seeing barely any change. Weight wasn't coming off like it did in the beginning, everything slowed down. And with it came the frustration, the sadness, that constant voice whispering, what's the point? Life started pulling me back toward the same old habits I've been stuck for 27 years. I felt like I was right back at square one. I needed something else to hold on to. The scale wasn't giving me any joy, so I found new goals that had nothing to do with my weight. I told myself I'll do 1 pull-up without assistance, 5 push-ups, run 5 kilometers without stopping. And little by little, I was in this quiet challenge with myself, trying to prove I could do something my brain had always told me was impossible. My goals started to shift. Yes, the scale still spoke sometimes. A little voice in the back of my head kept saying I wasn't doing enough, but I stopped listening to it. I chose to focus on balance. I trusted that results would come, just not on a timeline I could control. And they did. Over the past year and a half, I lost 22 kgs of fat, I built muscle, but more importantly, I changed my life. I learned how to eat without guilt, how to balance my meals, how to feel confident in my skin. But life is short. Don't waste it being miserable on your own body. You deserve to chase your goals and feel good while you're doing it.